Hey, what's up guys, this is Ken from Team Avalon, and I am back to do another deck profile. This deck profile has been a long time coming. I just never did it because my deck was never really complete, so I want to complete the deck first before doing it. As you guys can see from the sleeves, you guys should know what deck I'm doing, because this is one of my all-time favorite deck to use. It's very fun. It is very good. I keep telling all my teammates and everybody that I talk to on my local to, like, don't sleep on Overlord, because Overlord is actually pretty strong. So Overlord, my first love of Vanguard before Chrono Jet, of course, and Gurgit. So I played Overlord since the beginning of Vanguard. Like, I played Overlord since, like, OG, you know, like first Overlord, when it first came out with the Aichi and the Kai trial decks. So I was playing Overlord back then, and I still love it, just because Overlord, to me, Dragonic Overlord just sounds very powerful, and that's who I was back then. Because back then I just love decks that just does damage, hit big damage. That's what I love. But I still love it to this now, even though I play, you know, filter decks like Eva and stuff. But I still really enjoy Overlord. So a grade 0, grade 1, when placed, or when you ride into it, or rode upon it, actually, you can counterblast 1. You search for your deck for a grade 1 and add it to your hand. Pretty much, or grade 1 or lower, right? So it's pretty much Conroy, Little Soldier Conroy from the original Vanguard. So I'm confused why they don't just make Little Soldier Conroy instead of making it into the embedded of armor bar. Like, I think he would have been, Little Soldier Conroy should have been like a better grade 1, because he inherit pretty much Lizard Soldier Conroy's abilities, which, you know, it should have been Little Soldier Conroy, but whatever, you know. Grade 2, Nahalam. When you ride on top of him, you get to call him from the soul. His skill is you get to Soul Blast 1. Him and your Vanguard will get plus 5,000 power. So your Vanguard will swing for 18k on your first grade 3 ride, and he will swing for 15k. So yeah, that's your ride line, and pretty much that's it. And I mean, I could discuss Dragonic Overlord too. So the end, when he attacks, you can, at the end of the battle, you can counterblast 1, discard 2 cards, and then restand him, and he gets -1 drive. But if you have Dragonic Overlord in the soul, he doesn't lose any drive. He still swing for twin drive, and if you have Dragonic Overlord in his soul, he gets plus 5,000 power permanently. So this is an 18k attacker alone. Now let's move on to the grade 0s. This is zeros. This is all zeros, right? No, it's two. Let me see. Where's my zeros? There it is. Alright. So these are all my zeros. OT. Okay, so I hate OTs in Overdress like everybody else, right? I hate winning against it, and I hate losing against it. But with Dragonic Overlord, I don't know why, but every time when I drive check an OT, I feel so good. Like, I feel very powerful. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So I feel very powerful. Let me see, man. Would it be better if I have my... it's a little bit better, but let's have it off. But yeah, I feel very happy when I see OT for Dragonic Overlord. I don't know why. It just makes me feel this way. Like normally every time when I try to check an OT, if I have like a friendly game, I would literally just put it on the bottom and try to check another card. But when I play Overlord, When I drop deck to ulti, I feel so good. Like, I don't know why, but ulti, of course. Heals the 3-1 split right now, but I am gonna change this very soon to make it a 2-2 split. So the 2-2 split is gonna be the additional crit effect heal that I'm gonna play. But yeah, heals just because Gondiva, you know, and you don't want to die. And then 3 draws, effect draws, which is really good. I like the effect draws in the Overlord deck because you want to get as many pieces as you want. Because Overlord is a very pieces reliant deck, because there's like 2 pieces in this deck that is so important that you need them. So draws, 3 draws of course. And then 4, 8 criticals, because it's an Overlord deck and you want your opponent to die, you know, you don't want them to survive, because them surviving is not good for your health. Alright. The grade 1s, 4 PGs of course. You can play this as a blitz if you like. Sadly enough, I don't have an extra copy of Blitz. So if I do need Blitz, I will just swap it with my Eva deck or with another deck that I have it in. But yeah, 4 PGs, of course. And then one of your most important cards, Hellraid. So when he is discarded with an effect, he is counts as 2, and then you call him back. So pretty much when you use Overlord the End skill to counterblast 1 to discard 2 cards, you just discard him and then him come back, and then when he comes back, he gets a 5k. So he literally is a 13k. He becomes a 13k booster, which is really good. But he is really important too. He is very expensive as well. So if you guys want to wait, you guys can wait until the Festival collection to come out, because he is getting reprinted in that. But from what we know so far, you might only get 3 in a case. So I'm not too sure about that, but this is just information that I have gathered, you know, by just talking to people, talking to vendors, and obviously in Japan as well. So you only get 3 in a case, which is kinda sad, but you know, it is what it is. It's Vanguard, you know, until they fix their shit, that's what we have to deal with. But yes, he is very important. You need him. Well, I don't want to say you need him. It is just very good to have him because you're plussing instead of minusing, because with discard, he counts as 2 discard, right? So you're not discarding 2 cards, you're discarding him, and then he comes back. So he's come back as a booster for one of your rare guard as well. So that's what I mean by plus, you know, like not technically card advantage, but actually yeah, because you're discarding 1 instead of 2, but still, yeah. So I've been playing the deck without him for a while, and I do just fine without it, but with him, obviously it's a lot better. And then I played 2 of the 10 to 15k shields. I want to bump this up, but I feel like 2 is a good enough number, so I'm going to keep it at 2. So if your opponent drop zone has has 4 cards, it gets +5, and then if it has 8 or more, it gets an additional 5, so it becomes an 15k defender. And then 2 Gojos. So I still play Gojos is because damage denial, sadly, it is a thing for this deck. People tried to damage denial me, and the only reason like I don't stay damage denied or I don't have any CB is because I do play Gojo. So Gojo is when the attack hits, when your Vanguard is boosted by this card, you retire him and then you CC 1. So yeah, that's the reason why I play Gojo, is because sadly damage denial is a thing, and yeah, I have to play him because of that issue. And then that's the grade 2. Let's move on to the grade. I mean, that's the grade 1. Let's move on to the grade 2s. Yes. So, grade 2, I play 4 of this card, whatever it is. The Cycler. I'm gonna drop this down to probably 2. Because I'm gonna be playing Brachial Force back. I'm gonna put Brachial Force back into the deck. So I'm gonna drop this down to 2. But his skill is when you discard him as a ride, you Soul Blast 1, you put him to the bottom of the deck, and you draw 1 card. And if you Persona ride, you Counter Blast 1, you retire a column, and that's it. And to be honest, he's okay. He's not the best unit, but that's why I'm gonna drop him down to 2, and then play Brachial Force again. But yeah, he's okay. He's whatever. You know, I'm not. There's no bad and there's nothing wrong and there's nothing bad about playing him, to be honest. He's just there as an attacker, as a retire like columns and stuff like that. But yeah. Oh, and also you bottom deck him and you draw 1 card, so that's pretty good too. And then your second most important card, which is another promo. It is the Hatchet Dragon. So if you are going second, if your opponent is on grade 3, and you are on Overlord the End, if you have Dragonic Overlord into the drop, you call him, you retire him, you put a card with Dragonic Overlord into the soul of your Vanguard, and boom, your skill is active. So this card, honestly, it works the best if you go second. But if you go first, that's fine too. You just have to wait 1 turn to do this. But if you are going second, this is the best card you could go. This is the best card you could ask for. So he's really good. Oh, and also he is a 10k shield. Sorry, hiccups. 10k shields. And then 4 of Burning Horn. So he has the skill of 1 place, Counter Blast 1, check top 7 for a Dragonic Overlord card, or search for a card with Overlord in its name, you add it to your hand, and if you do not add anything to your hand, you counter charge. So pretty much this is like a pay 1, get 1, or a pay 1, CC 1. It doesn't, I mean, it's not a CC, honestly. You're just refunding the cost that you used. So, you would want him to search for your Persona. Obviously, you would want him to search for your original Overlord, obviously, so you could discard him and then just ride. But yeah, he is a really good card. And not only that, every time when your Dragonic Overlord swings, he gets plus 5k. So most of the time, your Overlord is going to be swinging twice, so he's going to get plus 20. And if your Persona ride, that's like a 30k beater combined with a 13k booster. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. 13k booster, so that's like what, 43? Yeah, 43 attacks to your Vanguard, to your opponent face, and he's really good for it. Love this card. And then this is gonna be our grade 3s. I'm gonna play 3 of Dragonic Overlord, of course, because you need him into the soul. So I only play 3, and you use him at the discard. People saying I should be playing at a 4. But I think 3 is a good number, unless you whiff ultra badly, which hasn't happened to me yet. So I mean, it could happen, but it hasn't happened to me yet. But yeah, no, for me 3 is a good number. So when he is on the rear guard, if he swings at your rear guard, your opponent cannot guard from hand, and that's literally it. Because he's literally meant there just to put it to your Vanguard soul. That's it. And if you do have to call him, then sure, you would have to call him. But yeah, that's it. And then, of course, 3 of your Personas and of the end. So, again, I really love this deck. I mean, dude, I love this deck so much, I actually triple sleeved it. That's how much I love it. So, yeah. This is the Dragonic Overlord deck profile. This is gonna be a very quick video because I don't have anything else to rant about, honestly. But yeah, Dragonic Overlord at the end, don't sleep on it. It's a pretty strong deck. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice day.